Oh, hey, you guys, welcome back, you sexy, good looking people, you. All right, I've been gone today, had to make a trip, and I'm now getting back into the groove of things. Checking out, see what I'm missing, and the question came about. I was proud to see this. It's from Yahoo News, and it's the question I had myself today. What would happen if Brian Laundrie is never found? I mean, a lot of people aren't found, especially when you're in the belly of an alligator. The FBI has been searching for Brian Laundrie for more than 3 weeks. Which, by the way, why is the FBI doing that? Because of $1,000 fraud charge on a bank account. Think about that. That's all it is. There's money in there to cover it. It's just that if they've been married or if his name been on the account, there wouldn't be a problem. And the FBI wouldn't be involved. This is a Wyoming jurisdiction thing. I mean, she was not seen in Wyoming. She was found in Wyoming. This is a Wyoming problem. Is that not crazy? A little more than a scattered group of tips from across the country to show for their efforts. Mr. Laundrie disappeared after taking a hike into Carlton Reserve near Northport, Florida, 2 days after his girlfriend. Okay, we know this. Law enforcement, Mr. Laundrie's family, their lawyer, and the Petito family all believe the man is still alive. But what happens if he is never found? Dun dun dun! I should have had some. I should have done that professionally. Had some music ready for there. Can his parents be charged with a crime? Okay, right now, probably not. The only charge that have resulted from the Guy Petito case thus far has been a bank fraud charge. There we go, against Mr. Laundrie for using Petito's debit card after he left her in Wyoming, and presumably, this is the first time they're starting to realize, oh crap, we rushed out to stuff. Presumably after her death. I just saw today something said they had gotten into an argument or something. Oh yeah, like when that whole domestic, with the cop body cams and all that stuff. So evidently she said that what was it? He threatened to leave her in Wyoming, and she hit him. And then he tried to restrain her, and she was just going nuts, hitting him and stuff. It's like, oh, so maybe Gabby was a little firecracker. Gotcha. Okay. No charges have been brought against the Laundrie family, and it's unclear whether charges could be brought against them. Until the warrant, Mr. Laundrie's arrest warrant was issued, the Laundrie parents would have been well within their rights to assist their son in any capacity. He was not wanted criminal. I'm going to tell you right now, though, that is not true. You cannot help somebody bury a body. So that was part capacity. Oh my gosh, y'all. There's a whole big thing about they have a garden in their backyard, and people are freaking out because his mom was seen working in the garden yesterday. I did not cover that. I don't know if I will. You gotta start limiting this stuff at some point. If it's found that the Laundries helped their son after a warrant was issued, they could potentially face charges for aiding and abetting a fugitive. However, if they have not, then there are no currently known reasons why a prosecutor would bring charges against the parents. Can Mr. Laundrie be tried in absentia? It's funny. It was I read this article beforehand, and I saw this part down here. I'll tell you about it in a second. Okay, if the Mr. Laundrie is not located, and if murder charges are brought against him, some wonder if he could be tried in absentia for her death. In the U.S., Rule 43 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. Okay, Rules of Criminal Procedure. What that is the Supreme Court comes up with these rules that on how to handle court cases in the federal court system. And they hand those over to Congress, and then Congress will codify them. It's not always. I mean, I think that's pretty much. That's it. I mean, there's local rules, and local rules are like judges have their own rules sets in there. It's all this is holdover from common law. You have to think like 1600s. All right, Magna Carta era. In England, there's from jurisdiction to jurisdiction there'd be vastly different ways they did things because of the way things were ruled. And over years, common law, it kind of all like works its way down to what you have today. Well, now we have everything common law gets codified. Let's see here. Mr. Laundrie has not been arrested or faced a court date, meaning he cannot be tried in absentia. Oh, I'm sorry. The Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure dictate that an individual who flees during the course of a trial can be tried and convicted in absentia. Now, what they're talking about there is like, you take off running out the front door of the courthouse first chance you get. You jump in the General Lee sitting outside, and your cousin Bo is driving, and you go with your buddy Cooter and take off. Okay. I'm just thinking like Dukes of Hazzard, all right? The 1993 Supreme Court ruling in Crosby v. the United States prohibits the trial in absentia or a defendant who is not present at the beginning of the trial. That means that you have not faced charges against you. I'm going to have to look this up. I bet you it goes so far as saying, are you guilty? Very beginning of the trial. It's like you're gone, much like we got now. Until Laundrie is found and brought in for a trial, he can't be tried. Are there future? Now, this is funny. So you go back to what happens if he's just never found? Fugitives that have never been caught. Laundrie is hardly the first person charged with a crime to evade capture. When compared to other fugitives who have evaded capture, Mr. Laundrie has not been on the run for that long. And I think it's funny that they just picked like 3 or 4 people here to emphasize on. I wonder why they picked them. Seth Ferranti, I don't know, who was wanted for non-violent drug trafficking charges, evaded capture for 2 years where he was eventually caught and convicted. Weird. John Lee Paul, an American race car driver, this means that there ought to be stuff out there about him, right? Was wanted for questioning in the disappearance of his ex-girlfriend. Wanted for questioning. It was last seen on his boat in Thailand. He's been missing since 2001. Thailand, in the back of my mind, Thailand's where you go where you're just going to say, yeah, I'm guilty, but you can't get me. Robert William Fisher disappeared in April of 2001 after his house in Scottsdale, Arizona exploded, killing his family. He was suspected of rigging a natural gas explosion to kill his family, but has never been found. Dude, how do you, man? Well, there are dozens of fugitives who have evaded capture. Perhaps the most famous, I would say infamous, is the legendary D.B. Cooper. Man, D.B. Cooper is like a folk hero, all right? Anyway, who hijacked the Northwest Orient Airlines flight in 1971 and parachuted out of it somewhere over the Pacific Northwest with $200,000, about the same purchasing power as $1.3 million today, that he had extorted. He said, I have a bomb. I want $200,000. Good day. About the same purchasing power. No trace of Mr. Cooper or his money has ever been found. Not true. They did find some of his money along the Columbia River, and I think maybe like $8,000 or something. And people have long thought that was to throw off investigators. But at the same time, you got to realize Bigfoot lives in the Pacific Northwest for a reason. There's a whole bunch of stuff up there nobody's seen. So anyway, that's it. Well, what happens if Brian is never caught? Well, it's not going to really affect any of our lives. It would suck for everybody else, anybody who's involved in this. But, I mean, it's just, like I said, it happens. It happens. And anyway, now, but if he's never found, I'll tell you what will end up happening. He'll become like a folk legend. All right. He'll be like you're going to start having people say, hey, Brian, go, it's like, you're running from the law. People are going to start looking up to him. So it'll happen. And again, we don't know because the FBI won't release Gabby's autopsy, which they need to do because we don't know how she died. We don't know what she died of. And I mean, at this point, I think that's a little suspect. The only thing you have on him is the bank fraud charge, and you're not sitting here going, "Hey, what about she was she strangled? Was she tickled to death? Was she fed something she's allergic to? Did she have a peanut allergy? I mean, honestly, there's no idea what's happened here, and we're just like, oh well, she was killed. Homicide is not murder, but murder is homicide. We're gonna make a jingle out of it. It's silly. It's ridiculous for the FBI to hold that back. I think at this point, and nobody has told me so far a legitimate reason for why they're doing that. Anyway, listen, y'all. Please subscribe. Please like all the good stuff. I hear like is now more for the algorithm than subscribing. I don't believe that. I want subscribers. I want you guys. Y'all, my friends. You're my family. This is our channel. We got to keep building it, okay? Anyway, love you guys. Really do. Honestly, thank you so much. Until next time, Godspeed. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe or check out another video.